history is full of firsts.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Many of those firsts shaped our way of life. For 70 years, KPRC Channel 2 has been proud to be pioneers in shaping television and Houston history.
In a state the size of Texas, everyone can enjoy.
Causing the storms Thursday. Minutes before 9 o'clock, the crew's here telling them.
This is the first time in a long they haven't let it. Send us some of your
Isn't it good to work for a place that has a sense of history? And indeed it is.
See, taking the president from Spring to College Station following his
If you have something you'd like Channel 2 Investigates to check out, call the tip line at 713-223-TIPS or email investigates@click2houston.com. Channel 2 News begins right now with breaking news.
That breaking news coming to us from Northeast Houston, where police are searching for a suspect that led officers on a wild ride. What is unfolding in the case right now?
This morning, we're learning more about the brutal beating police say a 3-year-old suffered at the hands of his uncle. How high the bond was set in this horrific case of child abuse.
And here's a live look outside at the Southwest Freeway. Cambrell is here. He's going to give us a check of the forecast. Seems like it's going to be a good one, at least for this weekend. Then it's going to be cooling down.
And I was surprised to see, well, I guess it's a little early, that the traffic is not backed up farther than, you know.
A lot of traffic alerts now.
Oh, yes. 610, 59, closed all weekend. 610 in both directions.
Yeah, and I'm going to show you this shot coming up here in just a second as well. Take a look outside on the Southwest Freeway. We'll start out there and show you some of the temperatures we have out there. 42 to 36 degrees in Katy, so we do have a few 30s out there, so don't think you're going to walk out without a jacket this morning. Well, some of you may anyway, but it's still on the cool side inland. 50 degrees in Galveston right now. We're going to mostly clear skies in the 30s and 40s this morning, and this afternoon mostly sunny. We'll be in the upper 60s. It'll be very nice. And then tomorrow even warmer in the mid 70s. I think we'll all enjoy that. Here's some of the 30s we're talking about. Brenham, you're 39, Sugarland 38, Huntsville 38 degrees as well, 40 in Lake Jackson, 45 in Palacios, 50 as we saw in Galveston. So we still have those 30s and 40s and a couple of 50s. Winds out of the northwest, so that's that drier air, and it's going to be cool for the most part here. Exact track radar, quiet, not only for us, but for the entire state. Part of that has to do with the area of high pressure that's really kind of building in right around here, and the rotation around that is why we have the winds from the northwest. So 42 in Houston, 35 in Dallas. If you're traveling around the state today, 20s in the Panhandle, so pretty chilly out there. We expect our temperature to be really comfortable today, warming up from the cold temperatures we have this morning, from the 40s to the 50s by 11 o'clock or so, in the mid 60s by 3 o'clock this afternoon. And we warm up. We have a warm trend. We have more rain in the forecast, and a cold front is going to get us back to the temperatures we'd expect. By the way, happy February, first day of February. Hope you're enjoying it. We'll talk to you more about that 10-day forecast coming up.
All right, Cambrell, thank you. We'll see you in a bit. Breaking overnight, a man accused of severely injuring a child is being held on a $500,000 bond. That 3-year-old child, police say, is the man's nephew. Melvin Omar Morales Gomez went before a judge in the overnight hours. Court documents listed the severity of the child's injuries: swelling of the brain and a broken jaw and clavicle.
I'm going to set this bond at $500,000. And also, there is an ICE hold in place.
The child is listed in critical condition at this hour, is not expected to survive his injuries.
Breaking news, police searching for a driver they say bailed after a chase ended in a crash in Northeast Houston. Police say just before 4 a.m. an HPD officer tried to stop a vehicle. This on Collingsworth near I-10. That's when the driver took off, leading them on a chase. Police say the driver later crashed out near St. Arnold's Brewery, ran away from the scene. A search was conducted, but officers could not find that suspect.
A major traffic alert this weekend in the Galleria area. This is a live look from our TransStar cameras, where all main lanes of 610, the West Loop at the Southwest Freeway, are shut down and will not reopen until Monday morning at 5. And that's not the worst part. The closure will continue every weekend until February 24th. Crews are using the time to hang bridge beams to widen connector ramps there. We've got detours on our website, clicktohouston.com. You can search for that under our traffic tab.
A crime alert only on 2. The search is on for a thief targeting not only a Missouri City business, but its customers too, stealing thousands of dollars in checks that customers mailed in to pay for their services. We're told the thieves have hit this mailbox at Lentz Engineering about 7 times, making off with very sensitive information and sometimes thousands of dollars. The checks are altered, we're told, then cashed, and that's cost the company and the customers about $30,000. The business owner says he's filed a report with the postal inspector and Missouri City Police.
4 Democratic candidates hoping to beat President Trump in November. This is the last weekend to make their case to voters ahead of the Iowa caucuses. NBC's Kristen, we'll find out her name in just a second, on the last-minute sprint.
Tonight, it's the final fight for Iowa. The candidates crisscrossing the state, making their closing arguments.
It comes from the heart.
Former Vice President Joe Biden, who has struggled to hold on to his frontrunner status, needs a strong showing here.
I have one job. We have one job, and that is just to go out electorally and defeat Donald Trump, flat out.
But Biden could not escape questions about the impeachment trial consuming Washington.
And look, it seems like the die has been cast here. I just have to beat him in the general election.
And that trial is keeping 4 key candidates out of Iowa. Senator Bernie Sanders relying on surrogates like progressive star Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Senators Elizabeth Warren and Amy Klobuchar planning a last-minute push in Iowa this weekend. Mayor Pete Buttigieg resonating in the Hawkeye state, but now trying to convince voters he can win beyond the caucuses.
The risk we cannot afford to take is to turn to the same Washington mindset that has brought us to this point.
After more than a year of campaigning, now just days until the first presidential contest. Kristen Welker, NBC News, Washington.
All right, thank you, Kristen Welker. Stay with Channel 2 News for the very latest as we move closer to the Iowa caucus. Sion Rhodes is there. We'll have a live report coming up for us ahead at 8:30. You can look for her live reports on air and online at clicktohouston.com.
Now to the latest on the worldwide spread of coronavirus. The Trump administration is declaring a public health emergency in the U.S. Americans traveling from ground zero of the outbreak in China are now subject to mandatory quarantine up to 14 days. That includes the 195 Americans who evacuated Wuhan and arrived in California last week. That comes as health officials confirm the 7th case of coronavirus in the U.S., this time in Northern California. There have been more than 10,000 confirmed infections worldwide of the coronavirus and now more than 250 deaths.
The United Kingdom finally separated from the European Union 3 years after the Brexit vote. Partying continued into the night following a Brexit countdown in Parliament Square as Great Britain left the bloc at midnight. With the departure, UK has turned its back after 47 years on the post-World War II project that sought to build the ruined nations of Europe into a global power. The move marks the country's biggest geopolitical shift since losing its global empire empire, the next steps seem to be uncertain.
The best-selling author known as the Queen of Suspense has died. The publisher for Mary Higgins Clark confirmed she passed away Friday night, surrounded by family and friends. Clark is known for dozens of novels sold worldwide, including best-selling suspense titles like Loves Music, Loves to Dance, and A Stranger is Watching. Some of her books were turned into made-for-TV films, such as The Cradle Will Fall. Mary Higgins Clark was 92 years old. Well, Los Angeles is famous for many things, including its wild police chases.
Coming up, how the bad guy here disappeared in this one, and the latest on the search to find him.
Caught on camera, more video released that shows the confessed Parkland school shooter taking on an armed guard in the Broward County Jail. That's coming up next.
Okay, starting out cool and cold this morning. Kind of cold in Sugar Land, 38, 43 downtown, 50 in Galveston. In terms of, we still need some rain. Our drought monitor shows that along the coast we don't have any problems, but inland we do have some. For the month that just ended, look where we are now. Houston, about half an inch more than normal. Hobby Airport, about an inch more than normal. And Galveston, almost 4 inches above what is normal. So we're good to go in Galveston. Other areas, we still need a little bit of rain. Today, though, look at these temperatures right now. We're going to warm these things up. We'll talk about how warm we're going to get. And when we have our next cold front, we'll see big changes after that. We'll talk about that just ahead.
All right, Kimbrell, we'll see you in a bit. Thank you. Officials in Florida released new video of a fight between the confessed Parkland school shooter and an armed guard inside a Broward County jail. Cruz is seen in the surveillance video appearing to taunt the sergeant and then violently rushing toward him. The two wrestled on the ground for almost a full minute before Cruz surrenders and is handcuffed. Cruz has pleaded not guilty to charges stemming from this incident, as well as 17 murder and 17 attempted murder charges for the February 2018 school shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School.
Los Angeles police are still looking for the driver of a reportedly stolen car who led officers on a high-speed chase there. The chase began in downtown Los Angeles, reaching speeds of over 100 miles per hour. The driver eventually got out onto the freeway, narrowly avoiding other drivers. Officers backed off because they say he was driving so erratically. A police chopper then followed the car, but the suspect eventually drove into a parking lot of a casino, ditched that car, and then got away.
Roku has pulled all Fox apps from its streaming service right before the Super Bowl. That stems from a carriage dispute similar to blackouts that happen on cable or satellite services. Roku says Fox has declined to come to an agreement to keep the streaming apps available to its users. However, Fox says it has not asked Roku to remove any of its apps. Police are wondering what happened to a 21-year-old college student.
Disappeared nearly a week ago now. Who is joining the search now when we come back?
Good morning, everybody. Welcome into the Xfinity Sports Desk this morning. After a week away, the Rockets returned home to host Dallas last night, and the night began with this tribute at Toyota Center. Well, this was the video the Rockets played at Toyota Center yesterday for the fans, honoring the late Kobe Bryant, his daughter Gianna, and the 7 others who lost their lives earlier this week. As for the game now, let's get to that. Russell Westbrook got the All-Star nod a couple of days ago, played big again last night. Big throwdown right there for Russ. He had 32 points. Also in the giving mood, as he always is. 9 assists. Here's a nice one, a bit McLemore. Alley-oop throwdown. Rockets in control most of this one tonight. James Harden had 35. 15 of those came in the fourth quarter. Rockets improved to 30-18. They beat the Mavs by 7. They'll take on the Pelicans tomorrow. Last night, the Lakers returned home for the first time, and a pregame ceremony, a big one honoring the greatest Laker of all time, took place. Music and a video played in-house, also a moment of silence until LeBron James took the mic, and he spoke from the heart.
Now, I know at some point we will have a memorial for Kobe, but I look at this as a celebration tonight. So in the words of Kobe Bryant, Mamba out. But in the words of us, not forgotten. Live on, brother.
What a moment from LeBron James. What a tribute. Lasted about 30 minutes before the Lakers ball game last night. All right, looking ahead to today, the U of H Cougars are at Cincinnati. Cougs looking for their 18th win. We've got it covered for you at 6 and 10 o'clock, and of course online, click2houston.com. That'll do it for now. Reminder to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at KPRC2. Randy McElvoy. Have a great day, and Vanessa will be here and see you tonight.
All right, let's talk some quick two pins.
Quick two pins, absolutely. I got a picture from this little doggy, and they said this dog kind of feels like he runs the place.
Well,
don't they all?
They do.
Nice little spot on the pillow there. I need
He
to
totally
shout out
texted
there.
it to you himself as well.
It
looks like a selfie.
Taking a little nap there, you know. But we got beautiful shots like this, too. This Psycho Granny
man,
again
that's
from
such a
Sergeant
good
Beach
shot.
yesterday. Beautiful shot. She had a bunch of them, dedicated a couple to Bill Balleza, who finished his career here last night. So that was a great shot. Great. Can I hang out with you, Psycho, just for a minute? Kaplan Sinus, a lead camera shot here with its 43 degrees with the winds out of the west at 5 miles per hour. Throughout the area, we still have some 30s, 35 in Brenham, Navasota. Katie's at 38, Sugarland as well, 50 in Galveston. So on the cool side throughout this day with the winds out of the northwest, primarily 3-5 miles an hour for the most part here. So keep that in mind. That's going to be the case pretty much all day long because of where high pressure is. That flow is around that high pressure. We don't have any surface features at all. Off to the east, we've had some rain. Florida got some rain ahead of the Super Bowl. Key West got a bunch of rain down there yesterday. But we don't have that. We've got high pressure that's going to be in control for the most part. We will have some fronts that will come through, being driven by the upper level currents that are coming across, and that's what the trend normally is, as you know, this time of the year. Futurecast model, I'll put this on. A European model. Monday afternoon to the southwest, you'll see some showers. And then throughout the day, that rest of that evening, we have showers coming in on Monday night. Going into Tuesday morning, very early, clearing up. And then by Wednesday, here we go by Wednesday morning. So rain, heaviest rain up to the north. And you notice by Wednesday afternoon, we still have showers around. Now, this is different from the American model, but both of them have rain in there. Then Thursday, a broader swath. This is the very early Thursday morning. As I said, these are going to slide a little bit, just let you know that we're going to have rain coming in off and on throughout those days on late Monday into Tuesday into Thursday before it gets on out of here. Going into Saturday, slight chance. That's about it. And then I will tell you that as we go into Monday, big things going on Monday for some folk. There's some rain that'll be coming into the forecast again on Monday for the Monday afternoon time period. So for us today, though, we're going to have our temperatures going up to the mid-60s, mid to upper 60s for us today. And then we have the big changes as that front comes through, the one we saw like Thursday or Friday. After that Tuesday, Wednesday time period when that rain comes through, going into Thursday, Friday, we have a front coming through. So 78 degrees on Tuesday, high of only 62 on Wednesday, the low temperature on 38 on Thursday. So you can see the big temperature difference as that front comes through. We see the big impact of that, the big rain chances building up basically in the Tuesday, Wednesday time period for this week as that front comes through and changes things for us in terms of our temperature. Coming up tomorrow on Houston Newsmakers, a first for Rice University and Black History when Dr. Ronald DeRoche will be installed in July as its first Black provost.
For many of us, there always will be first. And so it's just part of what we do and part of where we are as a society. But the reality is I need to do a good job. The bottom line is I want to be the best provost, not the first Black provost.
From Haiti to Rice, provost, this path to success on Houston Newsmakers tomorrow morning at 10:30.
Coming up tomorrow, thanks, Cambrell. Well, some call him Houston's favorite son, now preparing for Saturday Night Live.
This morning, we want to know which classic SNL skit should J.J. Watt tackle? A little dancing, I think. You can start voting for us now.
MattressesForLess.com.
With the Super Bowl on tap this Sunday, it only makes sense that Saturday Night Live would have an NFL player hosting this week.
That player is Houston's favorite Texan star, J.J. Watt. Mark Barger has a preview.
I like it. Eating super spicy chicken wings with Jimmy Fallon.
When you breathe, it hurts.
Turned up the heat on J.J. Watt.
Hi, I'm J.J. Watt.
But the NFL star really steps into the fire this week, hosting Saturday Night Live.
You scared?
No.
I've already been knocked on my butt on national television in front of millions of people, so I can't really humiliate myself a whole lot more.
Watt showed Fallon his Justin Timberlake-inspired dance moves and talked about the celebrity who offered to officiate at his upcoming wedding.
Do you take this woman to be your wife? I'll be back. I'm going to get the rings.
But SNL is a different beast. The Rock reached out with hosting advice. Watt also texted with Peyton Manning, who may have set the bar for athletes hosting the show.
The biggest thing they said is just have fun with it. You know, it's SNL. Be confident, have fun, and buy in.
Watt's not only carrying the Houston Texans flag, he's also one of the rare defensive players in the SNL spotlight.
Maybe we'll see some more defensive players in the future. I don't know. I have a younger brother, and he's kind of funny, so you never know.
Watt can help the cause with the comedy equivalent of Game Day.
I think it's going to be a different adrenaline rush than I've ever had, and I'm really looking forward to that.
But he's pretty much done with the wings.
The air hurts.
Mark Barber, NBC News.
The air hurts. I hear that. Oh, so funny.
That was the first time seeing the Peyton Manning skit. She went down.
That was great.
Well, you can continue voting in our Click to Vote question throughout the morning. We want to know which classic Saturday Night Live skit you want JJ Watt to tackle.
Yeah, should it be the Chippendales audition, Celebrity Jeopardy, or the Spartan Cheerleader? Ooh, the Spartan Cheerleader. That was my all-time favorite, right, Canberra? I think you should tackle that one. The final results will be in our next newscast starting at 8:30. You can check it out then. All right, switching gears now. Gone, but not forgotten. The tributes continue to pour in for basketball legend Kobe Bryant. Coming up, the emotional return to the court for the Lakers last night. We'll be right back.
Channel 2 News begins right now with breaking news.
That breaking news coming overnight out of court, where a $500,000 bond was issued in a child abuse case. What we were learning about the child's injuries this morning.
The thing that comes to mind, man, is all about family. And as I look around this arena, we're all grieving.
The Lakers play for the first time since Kobe Bryant's death. Their emotional return to the court and LeBron James's special tribute to his friend.
And here's a live shot outside at this hour. Canberra's going to give us a check of the forecast. It's going to look good this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Weekend's looking good.
If you like waking up pretty chilly.
Absolutely. If it were me and I saw a meteorologist, I'd want to pay him for the weekend weather. That was just me. You do what you have to do. Take a look outside here. Let's talk about Galveston, shall we? Good day to kind of take a trip down south. Moody Gardens always welcoming. They're tearing down the Iceland. That's just the shell of it. Sophia, you were there at 9 degrees inside, weren't you?
Yes, I
you
was.
were. Well, you can say goodbye to that. It's out of here. 50 degrees there in Galveston, 43 Hobby, 39 in Katy, Bush Intercontinental at 42 degrees, at 50 in Galveston, by the way, with west winds at 8 miles per hour. If you're planning on going out and taking a boat, not a bad day today. 5 to 10 mile per hour winds out of the west seas, 1 to 2 feet. The bays are smooth with the swells only a foot. Low tide was at 4:05 this morning. High tide coming up at 11:28. We're going to be about 62 to 63 degrees today for a high temperature there in Galveston with the water temperature 58. UV index is on the high side. Sun's going to be back and forth. Surf only up to the calf, so not a bad day for that. Galveston hour-by-hour forecast for you then. 54 to 60 to 63 by 2 o'clock with that consistent northwest wind for the most part. A couple of things going on in Galveston you might want to take in as we see the temperature going up, by the way, tomorrow to about 68 degrees. We got Restaurant Week that runs through February 9th. Don't forget that. Lots of good eating in Galveston. East End Theater is performing actually tonight at 8 o'clock. And then, of course, the Farmers Market tomorrow morning from 9 to noon at Bryant Museum. So head on down to Galveston. Can't go wrong. Chamber of Commerce weekend for them coming up. 10-day forecast for us ahead.
All right, Canberra, thank you. See you in a bit. Now back to that breaking news we have been covering all morning. A man accused of child abuse goes before a judge.
Right now, Melvin Omar Morales Gomez being held on a $500,000 bond. Channel 2's Taisha Walker live in downtown Houston with more on what happened in court. Taisha?
Jacob, his bond was set so high because prosecutors say that child may not survive. We know that that child this morning is on life support. Meanwhile, the child's uncle was in court just behind me earlier this morning, charged with injury to a child. Let's get some video where you can see Melvin Morales Gomez in court this morning. He's accused of squeezing his 3-year-old nephew and biting the toddler on the lip. The alleged incident happened Thursday in the 11,200 block of Fallbrook Drive. Prosecutors say the toddler has bruising on his hands and legs, swelling to his brain, and a broken clavicle. Prosecutors say Gomez told police that he bit the child so hard on his lips that it started to bleed.
The defendant stated that biting the complainant and squeezing his hand is what caused the injuries, and the officer has been informed that the child is on life support and there is a good chance the child will not survive.
And also in court, we learned that Gomez is a native of Honduras. Now the Honduras consulate will now get involved with this case. Reporting live from downtown, Taisha Walker, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
All right, Taisha, thank you for that update. New this morning, a love triangle turns violent after police say one of two women who were fighting over a man was shot. This happened just before 1 in the morning in the parking lot of a stop and go on Bammel, North Houston in Northwest Harris County. Investigators say the fight started after the victim threw a bottle at the suspect. That's when police say the suspect pulled out a gun and shot the victim in the leg. She was taken to the hospital and is expected to survive. Police later caught up with the suspect and took her into custody.
New this morning, a family trying to stay warm, forced outside of their home when it caught fire. Happened a little after 1:30 this morning on Fairview Forest Drive in Lake Forest. Investigators say the family had a fire burning in the chimney when it spread to the attic. Flames shooting out of the roof then. By the time firefighters arrived, the family had safely escaped and crews were able to knock out the fire about an hour later.
New developments in the case of a missing college student. Texas EquiSearch is now getting involved. Angela Wen has been missing since January 22nd. On the St. Thomas campus, the search is on for the 21-year-old. She is a biochem junior who went missing more than a week ago. University of St. Thomas Police Department released video showing Wen leaving the Gannon Residence Hall west of Sol Ross Street. That was around 6:15 the night of January 22nd, and she has not been back since.
Angela appears to have just walked out the door and disappeared. So it's hard to start. There's nothing, no leads or anything.
Police say Wen was last wearing a red or pink colored backpack seen there and dark clothing.
This morning, as we remember Kobe Bryant, an emotional return to the court for the Lakers last night, the first night back since the death of Kobe Bryant. From the start of the night, it was clear it was not about the game, but about celebrating the life of the legendary basketball star. The players fought, as you can tell, to hold back tears as Boys to Men sang the national anthem. The Lakers played the Portland Trail Blazers and lost 119 to 127.
And LeBron James also paying tribute to Kobe in a very special way. He unveiled his new tattoo on Instagram yesterday. That tattoo reads "Mamba for Life" with a rendering of a coiled black mamba snake. That is a salute to Bryant's nickname.
And this is what it looked like inside as Lakers fan entered the Staples Center, a moving tribute to Kobe's career. Nearly every seat draped with a yellow T-shirt with either a purple and white number 8 or 24. Bryant wore both numbers, you'll remember, while playing for the team, and the Lakers retired both at the end of his career.
Now to the latest in President Trump's impeachment trial. It is official. There will be no witnesses. Senate Republicans mustered enough votes to block them. Only 2 moderate Republicans crossed party lines. The president is all but certain to be acquitted, but the Senate's top Democrat said that verdict will have no value.
Americans will know that this trial was not a real trial. It had no witnesses, no documents. It is a tragedy on a very large scale.
To prolong this is more about politics than it is about any policy decision.
And closing arguments are set for Monday with a final vote set for Wednesday.
The eyes of the football world are on Miami this weekend, just hours away from the Super Bowl 54, and you can feel the anticipation building.
KPRC 2's Ari Alexander is in Miami with the latest.
Good morning, guys. It is a party here on South Beach. Really nice to come from Houston, get to see this, and I'm not the only one who did that. Martellus Bennett, former Texas A&M, former A-Leaf Taylor tight end, longtime NFL player. Well, he's here too, and he's been doing a lot of different stuff. He made an ice cream flavor. He's developing apps. Also, he wrote a children's book that he thinks is very important.
Dear Black Boy is about changing the mindset of how we see ourselves, because a lot of times in society, the black boy puts his worth tied in or his value into being athletics or to his sports. So here's about saying, no, you're valuable whether you play sports or not, and the whole world, everything the world has to offer is on the table.
Martellus Bennett, not the only big name, not the only big athlete that we've seen down here. Speaking of celebrities, we have run into Ric Flair, Migos, MC Hammer, Ja Rule, Houston's own Lizzo, Pitbull, Kevin Hart. That's just walking around and seeing the Super Bowl. So it is a big party here on South Beach. We're reporting from Miami, Ari Alexander, KPRC, Channel 2 Sports.
Ari, thank you. It is changing of the guards of sorts here at Channel 2.
After nearly 50-year career, 40 of that right here with Channel 2, we say goodbye to Bill Balleza as he heads off into retirement. His touching goodbye is coming up next.
At Ashley Home Store.
All right, let's take a look. I want to show you some of these beautiful shots.
Ooh.
This is God's been painting again. Is that Captain Sinus relief shot? This is what you have in store for you. As you get up, you look outside. Oh man, it's going to be beautiful. This is just one shot that we're talking about. Captain Sinus relief camera shot. I got another shot for you down along the beach, Galveston. Remember I was telling you about the Chamber of Commerce weekend? This is how it's starting. Look at that. That is a beautiful shot. Just kind of makes you want to just sit back and just kind of leave and get in the car and head down there and not do the rest of the show and just enjoy Saturday. We won't do that, though, because this is my responsibility. 50 degrees with the winds out of the west at 8 miles per hour. So comfortable. Temperature still in the 30s, though. Cleveland, Conroe, Huntsville, Brenham, still in the 30s. Wharton at 41. Palacios 45. Galveston at 50. Notice the winds are from the northwest. They will continue to be that way. Sliding that high pressures off to the east, and that'll change things a little bit. Here's a big picture here, looking at the big futurecast. This high pressure will be moving in this direction. When it does, we're going to have that return flow that's going to really warm us up starting tomorrow as well. So Super Bowl weekend, if you will, and now including, of course, today and tomorrow, it's going to be starting to see that warmer air coming in. We have pretty clear skies. We have more clouds coming in going into Monday. It also gets a little warmer as we go into Monday. Even warmer 70s going in. Then we have a front that'll be developing, coming through as that develops well up to the north. Notice how these warm temperatures going all the way up here, and we have showers that develop for us on Tuesday. That front comes in, then we start to see some changes. On the backside of this front, by the way, this is Wednesday morning. Front comes in, we've got the rain, colder air to the north. We won't see any wintry precip because the rain is going to be gone before the colder air comes in, but it's going to be a lot colder for us as we go into the end of the week. Here's exact track radar right now. Quiet for not only us, but for the whole state. I think you'll enjoy that if you're traveling around the state today. We normally are about 64 degrees. We're going to be much warmer than that throughout the area. Mid to upper 60s will be our high temperature. So get out and enjoy. It's one of those great days to do so. Here's an hour-by-hour look. Going up from these cooler temperatures in the 40s, 50s by 11, mid-60s by this afternoon. Get out and enjoy that. The 10-day look at the forecast from 66 to 75. To 74 to 78. Some of the models have 80 degrees. February, 80. Doesn't really sound quite right, does it? But it will be. And then we have higher rain chances on Wednesday as that front slides on through. Temperatures drop down toward the end of the week. Then we don't have any rain back in the forecast until we see on the following Monday. Well, it looks like we'll get a pretty good dousing of rain on that following Monday. But this week, get out and enjoy, especially today and tomorrow.
Cambrell, thanks. It is the end of an era here at KPRC Channel 2. Legendary anchor Bill Balleza has hung up his anchoring hat, entering into retirement. You are looking at Memorial City, all lit up to honor his 4 decades of service to the Houston area. Well, last night in our 10 o'clock newscast, Bill signed off for the final time.
But due to some technical difficulties, many of you may not have been able to hear it, so we are going to rerun it in its entirety.
All right, just before Fallon, as our newscast comes to a close tonight, so does a long and satisfying career. Most of it spent right here at KPRC Channel 2. Yeah, I've had many wonderful co-anchors over the years. B.B. Burns, Steve Smith, Paula Zahn, Jan Carson, Terry Anzer, Linda Laurel, Lauren Freeman, and of course, Dominique. Ours were the faces you saw, along with our outstanding reporters. But the faces you didn't see are just as important to our mission. The photographers, editors, producers, writers, directors, engineers, production staff, our sales force, office staff, and the management team who came up through the ranks to hold it all together. Many valuable and talented team members, without whom none of what we do would be possible. So when you invited me into your home each night, trusted me to keep you informed, they were all right there along with me. And together, all of us want to say thank you. From now on, I'll be watching from home, just like you, counting on this team here at KPRC to keep me informed. And I can promise you this, they won't let us down. I am so proud of all of them. Thank you, guys. I mean, it's been such a pleasure working with y'all. But the clock came to an end.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
It's been great, man.
It's been
I know.
the best.
Randy, thank you for being here tonight. Randy should be covering the Super Bowl like he's done every year since his career began. But
No problem, man. It was an easy decision to be here. Easy decision.
So I think
I get to do the honors here.
Yes, you do.
Can you do that without hurting anybody?
Pressure there, Frank.
One thing I've never done in a television station is
popped a bottle of champagne.
Open a bottle of anything.
I don't know anything about champagne. Is that good champagne?
Veuve? Yeah. Veuve Clicquot.
Oh, the best.
Veuve Clicquot.
I know, but you know, it's always a little challenging to get the wrapper off, but I'll get
Wouldn't
it
you
off.
know it? Was it a trick bottle of
You're on the
champagne?
clock,
What's
so
going on?
I know, right? Oh, it's like they want you to really wait for it, so when you finally get it, you're really happy.
Now, you realize that Jerry Martin and Dave Strickland are here. Now, you break anything, you can pay for it.
I know. Once it breaks, it's been sold, right?
Right.
My hands are kind of wet. Oh, it's coming. Look at that. It didn't even get all over the desk. I thought,
that is perfect.
Because I didn't want to make you clean all this up, Bill.
Okay.
There you go.
I'll do half the honors here.
There you go.
Well, man, he is so stingy.
I know.
Well, and
That's it. Once
all over
the phone
glass,
goes
you don't
down.
drink champagne.
Do you realize
See,
that
Dominique knows how to do her at an angle there.
That's
in
right.
nearly 50 years, I have never taken a drink of alcohol on air.
set. No. First time. Are we allowed?
Are we okay to do this?
Yeah,
We
that's
are
an old-
A-okay,
Said we
says
are.
That's an
our
old
news
rule.
director.
You got yours?
This is the 2020s, man.
That's right. Oh, it smells good.
I'm not a big champagne guy, but that smells good.
Oh, it's going to go down smooth.
All right,
So,
cheers.
cheers
to Bill Balleza.
To the best anchor man around.
The one and only.
That's right.
Legend.
All right,
Thank
here
y'all
we go.
so much. And here's
Thanks
to you.
right?
To you.
Here's to you.
We love you so much. I love you so much.
Thank you,
I
then.
love you so
Thank
much,
you.
and I'm going to miss you up here. Are you okay?
That's the biggest burp just came up.
Well, I said I love you.
That's a good way to be remembered. Here we are.
Good stuff.
The countdown clock. 5.
Bill,
It's going back the other way.
family's right over there.
I don't know if there's a camera that can swing over, but Bill's family is sitting here, and that has probably made this night the most special.
That's right.
Is having them here.
Missy,
There
Heidi,
they are.
Kate and Travis, thank y'all so much for coming.
There they are. Hi, you guys. Amazing family. He's all yours, full time.
Thanks again for watching. We love you.
Good night.
Good night.
Oh, that was so sweet. Bill, we're going to miss you.
We are going to miss him.
All right, if you would like to watch it again, go to our website, clicktohouston.com. It's inside the story right now on our homepage. We'll be right back.
New star.
As you well know, it is Super Bowl weekend, and many of you are planning your parties, of course, and this is one of those weekends where we eat a lot of food. But when you go to pick up your items for the game, remember also to pick up something to donate. We can tackle hunger this weekend while we're celebrating the game. So here to talk more about that, the special fundraiser, John Meredith and Dave Peterson, both Super Bowl of Caring board members. Now, we hope that everyone's heard about it, but in case they haven't, this has been around now for 30 years. What's it about?
It's a youth-driven movement to feed hungry people and using the energy of the Super Bowl weekend to gather people together. You know, there are $5 billion spent on snacks for the Super Bowl. You know, if everybody just gave $1, then, you know, that would make a tremendous difference. Hunger is a big kind of quiet need or issue in our world, and the Super Bowl of Caring is just trying to do something about that.
So somebody had an idea 30 years ago and said, hey, if we're going to spend all this time and money focusing on food, why don't we give a little bit back?
Exactly, exactly. And it's gone on since then. It's $150 million and counting, and probably about $10.5 million this year, we hope. About $2.5 million of that will come out of Houston, a kind of a collaborative effort between grocery retailers who are normally competitors with each other and media outlets, kind of get together, work collaboratively. It's a big problem, takes a lot of people working together.
Started in, I believe, South Carolina, now headquartered here, and so you're both on the board. Is that right?
We are. One of the exciting parts of Super Bowl of Caring is how many youth are involved, kind of giving back and feeling the connection not only with the excitement of the Super Bowl, but giving and helping others. And so there are thousands of youth, scouts, school groups that get involved, and they go around and they collect. We just got a bag at our house recently from a scout group asking for donations to put in there to bring to the local grocery retailer.
And if we want to get involved, if we'd like to donate, where do we start?
Go to the grocery store. Randall's and Kroger and H-E-B in particular all have places where you can give. You can buy a bag of food, you can make a financial contribution. So it starts there. But every dollar or every can of food that's given goes directly to those who need it. Nothing is set aside for our administrative costs. We've got to raise that separately. So it's 100% goes to the people in need.
Both of you, thank you so much. Remember, as you enjoy the Super Bowl of Caring. You can find this segment on our website after the show under the community page on the website. And we'll be right back.
I always love this shot. This is East Beach. You see the ships out there. They're just waiting to come into Galveston up, and it's just fascinating. I love that shot.
Take the convertible.
Let's just watch this over the last. Okay, I got to give you some information. Kaplan Sinus Relief camera shot as well with 40s and 30s, still 30s. 36 degrees in Katy, so temperatures are going to be on the cool side. We expect our temperatures, which are normally 63, 64 degrees, to be about 66 degrees, well short of any records, which is a good thing. And today we think the temperatures around the area will be closer to 66 degrees. So warming up over the next several days before rain gets back late Tuesday.
Enjoy it for sure.
Thank you so much. We are back at 8:30.